On a number of different occasions. Recall one occasion I beat him up very bad. And I took him to the hospital and they asked me what happened, and I told them that he fell down a flight of stairs and my wife was with me. And we didn't have no stairs in the house. My wife stood there and looked at me like, are you crazy? My son said, we don't have stairs. And the nurse told my son to be quiet, that she's not talking to him, she's talking to me. And she asked me to just go ahead and continue relaying, giving her the information. And I continued to tell her that he had fallen down a flight of stairs at home, bumped into the wall, and hit the rail. She asked how many stairs it was. I told her it was about 10 or 12 stairs that he had fallen down. And that's how he got himself hurt and bruised up. And she said, okay, and that's the way the hospital report went. It was reported only to my wife 6 or 7, well, I take it back, it was reported to my wife and my parents probably 6 or 7 different times. And there was actually one instance where I went to the police station myself to turn myself in. And the officer at the desk told me to go home and sleep off my drunk. And I left. If it wasn't for the fact that my landlord had found some pornographic pictures of my son in the attic of the home where we were living, I would probably still be molesting.
Why wasn't your son believed?
I made up stories about him, and there was a lot of belief that the adults were to be believed and stepchildren weren't, that this was a problem with him and I not getting along. And that's a lot of the reason that people didn't believe what was happening, didn't believe him. I think general society is easy to fool, extremely easy to fool. And I say that because of how long I have fooled society and how long I've fooled people. I've been fooling people for well over 25 years. And people have believed what I told them.
In this period of time, when you said you were a molesting monster at home, what were you like in terms of controlling people and in terms of violence? What was really going on in your house that people didn't know about?
What people didn't know about going on in my home was a lot of extreme violence. Beating my son up, beating my wife up. If my wife wouldn't have sex with me when I wanted it, where I wanted, or how I wanted it, I would beat her up and then rape her after I'd beat her. I had beaten my son into unconsciousness a number of times. And then I would keep him, sometimes kept locked up in the house until his bruises healed up. Keep him away from school, keeping him away from his friends. Nobody around me knew what I was doing. Nobody around my community knew that I was such a violent individual in the home. If they did, they never said anything. But I don't believe they ever knew, because I was completely and totally different outside of the house once I left the home.